Hi, I'm Haleigh, and I am here to show you how to properly rosin your bow. This is in response to my student Aiden, who was having a hard time getting a good consistent sound quality, and so we started talking through some things about how to hold the bow and how to pull the sound out properly, and it really actually ended up boiling down to the fact that proper rosin techniques weren't being used. And so I realized I should probably address that in one of my videos. So proper rosining, the reason we need it is because rosin makes the bow hair sticky, and that sticky friction is what allows the violin or the viola to make the sound that it makes. Without it, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, my hair kind of looks like the type of hair that you would put on a bow. And so if I were to imagine trying to put my hair onto a violin or a viola string, it probably would not make any sound at all. But if it had some friction with it, something sticky, that's where you get the good sound. Now, rosin, I'll just show you mine. Baseball players use it, ballerinas use it. They grind it up into a powder, and it's a sticky powder. They'll sprinkle it across like a stage for a ballerina so they don't slip on their point shoes. And pitchers use a rosin bag that's got just the powdery rosin in it for keeping their hands nice and grippy, so they can grip the baseball so that the sweat doesn't make the baseball fall off their hands. And so this is basic violin or viola rosin. Higher quality rosin often comes in the darker colors. This is just something that I had at school, so I thought I would just demonstrate with this kind. But any rosin will get your bow nice and sticky so that it makes a good sound. Now, if you think of rosin in that powder form, if it goes on a bow in a powder form, it's gonna not be even. It's gonna have these clumpy little sections, and you're gonna have good sound quality where there's a good thick part of the rosin, but poorer sound quality when you don't have as much rosin. If you think of just like some fine hair, again, gliding across a string with no rosin on it, that's the kind of sound quality you would have. So what you need to do with this rosin is, well, first of all, as it goes onto your bow, it kind of becomes a little powder, a fine powder. So if I see if we can see it on the camera, if I kind of don't touch your bow hair, but I'm going to just show you by flicking the hair to see if I get some rosin that comes off the bow. You see that come up there? I'll do it again. So that's the form that it's going to take once we get it from this solid form here onto the bow. So we need this powder to go on evenly. So the best way to do that is you take the rosin in your left hand, you take the bow in your right hand, and contrary to popular opinion or belief, rosin is not a cleaner. It does not clean your bow. It just makes it sticky. So, and even just from flicking that, my thumb is sticky, and I've got some white rosin on the tip of my thumb from that. So I want you to think of it though as scrubbing your bow, almost like it were dirty, even though it's not. This is not cleaning it. So you're going to apply firm pressure, and we're going to make small little scrubbing strokes as we go up the bow. So I'm just going to show you how I rosin it, and then you can try this at home. You can follow along with me. You should hear that little sound. And I'm just making like 1 to 2 inch motions of scrubbing, and then I'm just working up the bow. And you take your time. And as you can see, I'm going all the way from frog to tip, but it's still going to be uneven because I'm maybe applying more in some areas and then less in others without realizing it. Once you get to the tip, you want to even this out. And this is the most important part. After you really get that nice thick layer on, you're going to go from tip to frog 2 to 3 times, and that's just going to evenly coat it across. And then you should have that nice powdery rosin on your bow. and it'll go on nice and even if you do it that way. Some people, after they're done with this part, they like to, because we're not supposed to touch the hair, they like to put their hand on the stick and just kind of gently tap on their hand, and then that also just gives an added measure of evenness on the bow hair with the rosin. I hope that was helpful. Please leave me any questions in the comments, and happy playing.